Hi everyone, Cendril here. Welcome back to another day in Stardew Valley. It's gonna be clear and sunny all day tomorrow. Spirits feel neutral today. Okay, well, maybe I can do something with that. Life elixir. Let's go look for stuff. I don't know why, but the game wants to just like lag spike on me. So all that will get. Oh, the melons are done. Ooh. Let me make sure there's feed for the chickens. Okay. And cow. Oh, this is starting to break down. So that has no milk. Okay. Okay, I'll deal with that tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna need to replant stuff today. So this is the first episode of the day for me, so throat's not quite not quite there yet. We got a few things to do today, and then I'll talk a little bit about what I was going to talk about, which is No Man's Sky. Ooh boy. More melons. Which I want to replant all of these. Anything else done? No. Okay, well, let's go buy a bunch of melons. How many? I don't really know. But a bunch. So, well, no, because I want to put these into the to use. The like the making the wine and stuff. Hold on. I need a purple mushroom. I need those. Alright. Melon seeds. I think 100's enough. How many do we have? See, that's the question. That's 80, 20, 100. Wow, I can't believe that worked out like that. Alright, well. I'm in town. There's Pam going to the, going to the bus stop. But there's one more thing. Since I have... Hello, mountains look nice today, don't they? Yeah, considering, you know, we have a whole bunch of melons, but that's not what I'm doing here. I accept! Yay! I'll set everything up. We'll have the ceremony in 3 days, okay? Alright. So, there's that. I know that's been kind of clamored about. I was going to do it a little earlier, and I just kept forgetting. Just to be honest with all of you. Okay, we'll replant the seeds, and then we'll head to the mines. Plant all of the melon seeds. Alright, let me talk about No Man's Sky. What is quickly becoming a disaster of a game that people are very, very upset about. And this is always the problem with games, with video games. And it's something that people just do not care for anymore, and it makes people really upset, especially since you have a few reviewers. Angry Joe comes to mind just because he's so big of a reviewer. That you show off one game, and it's like, this is how the game is going to be. You show that off, you talk about it, you know, this is the game you're getting, and it sounds really cool. That's the game people want. Then, when the game comes out, you get a completely different game. People don't have tolerance for that like they used to. Now, in rare occasions, this actually works out. It's like, oh man, this is way better than the game you showed. But most of the time, it's just a lot of disappointment. Because you see this game, it's like, yeah, that's the game I want to play. And then that's not the game you get at all. And that is what has happened to No Man's Sky in a great way. They promised this robust space game, and you didn't get quite that. That's not to say that it isn't good, because my friends Doc and Sir Gun, who you may or may not know from streams, have Dr. Heavy 665. Let me say his whole name. You know, sometimes I just go Doc. It takes 13 days. Stay 13. Do I buy some and just... Well, these should be done soon, right? The problem is... Here's the problem. Which, How many of these did I buy the first time? If I plant them tomorrow, I'll still have enough time. But I'd like to buy them now. I didn't buy too many because they're expensive. So I know that. Let's buy... I want to keep some cash. Let's see, I water in 6 by 3. Yeah, right. Yeah, so I water in 18s. So let's buy 54. And that should be 54 times 400. 21,600. If I did the math right. Which is a little less than half of our money. If I bought another 18. Buy another 18. That leaves us with 20,000. That'll work. We'll go with that. Sorry, it wasn't the most exciting thing. As I was saying about No Man's Sky, you know, my friends had some fun with No Man's Sky, but it's just riddled with bugs, with crashes, with problems, and that makes it difficult to enjoy the game. No Man's Sky is I don't want to say a lesson. Well, maybe it is. Full price for the game they put out, doesn't really fly. Kind of like you're starting a spaceship before you fix it. Because you have to, if you don't know how No Man's Sky starts, you're crash landed on a planet and you have to fix your ship to visit the other planets. Anyway, I'm not saying there's not good stuff about No Man's Sky, because there is, but there's just a lot of bad stuff. And it's sad, and this is sadly happening more and more these days with games. And I think the more we put our foot down as consumers, the better. And the thing that keeps happening is we're still getting okay to like really good games, but we're not getting the games we were promised. It's like, this is what the game is going to have. It's going to have this, it's going to have that. You know, get ready. And when we don't get that game, we should call the developers out on it. Hey, we didn't get this. And honestly, and I know they're a small team, but I mean, one person made this fantastic game. And I know No Man's Sky is, you know, more graphics and there's a lot more going on, but don't put out a game. And I know time is money, I get that, but is putting out a game you didn't promise, putting out the game you didn't promise, worth your name? What I mean by that is, now the next time they make a game, I'm going to be skeptical. It's like, oh, you know, is this going to be just like No Man's Sky? They're promising all of this stuff and, you know, we're not getting it. Now again, I didn't play it myself. I'm just going over everything that I've seen and what my friends have told me. So, like, you know, they're people I trust when it comes to talking about games. We talk about games all the time. They're longtime friends. And just from the stuff that I've seen myself, they don't look like the same game. And the ending is not cool. Like, it's not. And I understand it's not about that game isn't about the story or the ending. It's supposed to be about the journey. I get that. But what you do for the ending is not cool, and I would be livid. And I'm not going to spoil anything for those of you that are playing No Man's Sky. You can experience it for yourself. And then tell me what you think. Why am I still mining? There's the way down. Because that's the deal. We're looking for the way down here. I understand it's a business. Time is money. I get that, but I also am, one, a gamer, and two, almost, I don't, but I almost had a minor in PR, just from the classes that I took in college, to fulfill, you know, my degree, which is Media and Communications. Well, that's the name of the college, sorry. Electronic Media and Communications, that's the name of the college. I keep forgetting, because it used to not be, but then they changed the name, like, a year after I graduated. But anyway, Electronic Media and Communications is what my degree is in. And I took a few PR classes, and I just think I have a good head for PR as well. Was it worth it? That's what I want to ask them, because I feel like they know they didn't put out the game that they promised everybody. I don't know how long it would have taken them to code everything to get to that game that they promised. I don't know. Making a game is really hard. It is. It's just hard. But I just want to ask them, was it worth it? All the money you made. Was it worth disappointing the fans and having your name, you know, sullied like this? Did you have no choice but to put out this game? Did you run out of money? And you absolutely had to do this. You know, I don't know their situation, but if you could have delayed it again, and yes, I know the hype would have been. You got killed by hype too, you know, which stinks. Because when a game is hyped up that much, you can't live up to the hype. But that's my question for game developers that put out a game that's not the game you promise. Well, I want to ask not the game developers. I want to ask the big people, like the CEOs and stuff. Was it worth it? Because there comes a point to where the gamer does not trust you anymore and will not buy your game. And then what? You know, that's always my deal. Making games hard. There's a lot that goes into it. But when you stand up on stage and you promise something, like the game will have this, and then you don't have it, that's bad, because people go in, you know, expecting certain things. And then when you don't deliver, that's, you know, people get upset, and I feel like they should. You should get upset. You should have that right too. Because you didn't get the product that you thought you were getting. Now I'm actually gonna wait because I want bombs. See if I can get a few more bombs here. Okay. No. Not quite. I mean, why not? Bombs are useful. I know it's wasting time, but I don't think we're gonna get that much farther anyway. Do I have anything? Eat sashimi. Alright. Let's keep going. Grab the red mushroom. Those are just my opinions. I'm kind of out of time. I have a lot more about that subject. Yeah, cool. Awesome. About when game developers promise something and then don't don't give gamers that. You can talk to me about time restraints, money restraints. I understand all of that. I get it. Trust me. I think about all that kind of stuff. I really do. It's a business. But is it worth people believing in your word? There we go. Finally, some iridium ore. Oh yeah, that's why I was killing slimes. I forgot. Is it worth that? Is it worth your fan base no longer trusting you? I'm just gonna have to do it this way. Well, we're almost out of here. These aren't the easiest things to make. I'll eat the cactus fruit. And I will place a bomb. That doesn't do as much damage as I want it to. It's more for It's more for killing the mummies and clearing the place out. Yeah, iridium ore. There, you done attacking me? It's starting to get late anyway, and while I could keep going, we're just going to head back. I got, how many? I got 5 iridium ore. That's enough for a bar. Good. Okay. Eat the grape. Store the cactus fruit in here. And let me grab my equipment back. Oh. There we go, like that. Omni-geode with us. What else? Take those. I'll just keep the rest of the stuff in here. Like that. Okay. Let's head back. Return to Stardew Valley. So anyway, that's my big thing for this episode, I guess. I'll just sum it up like this. If you promise something with your game, you need to deliver. Because if you don't, people are going to be angry, and more importantly to me, they're going to be sad. And that's not right. Your word matters, folks. That's the big takeaway here. No matter what it is you're doing in life, your word matters. And my father taught me that way early in my life. If you say that you are for sure going to do something, you need to do it. It's why people are always like, why don't you do this? I said I would probably do it. I didn't say I was going to do it. And I'm always, I try to be careful, and we all make this mistake. It's like, oh yeah, sure, we'll do it, and then we forget, or, something comes up and we don't do it. I understand all that. But don't constantly lie about doing stuff, because then people won't trust you. I always try to be as forthcoming and honest with all of you as I can. I forget things a lot, and that's just because I have a lot of, especially when it comes to Let's Plays, I have a lot of things going on. I have a lot of different projects, but I never forget things on purpose, and I will never, man, I had 4 star fruit seeds left, and I will never purposefully lie to you all. I will never do that, because it's not right to you, and again, to me, your word matters. I care about my word, because at the end of the day, that's one of the few things you'll always have, is your word. And as long as people trust you, you'll do okay. Because trust is such a very important thing. And the fact that you all, as viewers, I'm always trying to earn your trust. And then when I have your trust, I want to keep it. And that's just the life lesson, folks. Your word matters. If you're constantly, not doing what you say, you're constantly not coming through, ditching out, whatever. If you're constantly going against your word, people won't trust you anymore. And that's not where you want to be. And again, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. But just keep to your word. And I think game developers need to start doing that more. Keeping to their word for stuff. Like, don't make all these grandiose promises and then not come through, because people will remember them. Potato juice and the topaz and aquamarine. Not a lot of money today. We spent a lot of money, but we'll eventually be getting that money back through the melon juice and things like that. We'll be getting quite a bit of money from them. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about any or all of what I talked about. No Man's Sky, keeping to your word, and more. Until the next episode. And one last thing. I can already see maybe a comment. Maybe not here. You Stardew Valley folks are really, really nice and really, really sharp. I mean, by sharp, you're smart. You could, if you went through everything, you could probably find a point where I said I was going to do something and then didn't do it. I'm sure you could. My point is, for the most part, if I say I'm going to do something, I do it for all of you. And I put a lot of work into this for all of you. I pay attention to what you have to say. I'm constantly thinking about you. My point is, the people, that those people that just, promise a whole bunch of stuff and then don't do any of it. And that's what it feels like when a developer promises things for their game and then don't come through. And again, I know there's a bunch of other factors that go into that. Please understand that. But at the end of the day, you put out a product and people spent money on it. And I know I don't have a lot of money. I don't think a lot of you do either that are watching this. And then if you don't get the product that you thought you were going to get, you feel cheated. And rightfully so. You should. You know, when you get a way subpar product than what you thought you were going to get. Anyway, I'm Cendril9 until tomorrow, where I'll have something else to talk about. Remember to shoot for the stars and take care, everyone.